Gluing your pages together, here's fine. The goal is to glue your pages together so that they stay pretty straight. That'll give you a lot more options to keep your book as flat as possible. It's still going to puff up, so count on it being fatter than it started out being. But your goal is to try to keep your pages as straight as possible. So there's a couple of tips to do that. Student ones that they weren't paying attention to how they were gluing them, so their pages are really, really bent. Not as attractive of a product if you end up with them that way. Here's my fail book. This is the encyclopedia with all things the letter M. I thought it would be really cool to do it with the letter M since my last name starts with M. So I gessoed the cover and then started gluing the pages. But the pages are really slick. So they got these really bad wrinkles. And I didn't like it. See that? And I couldn't prevent it with all of my tricks. So my advice to you is to not use the encyclopedia or textbooks that have really slick paper. Glue, just your average white glue, household glue, with a little bit of water in it so that it brushes easier, is perfectly acceptable. If that's what you have available to glue your pages, then go for it. It works great. I've used it a lot of times with kids at school because you have it available and it's pretty cheap. PVA glue, any kind of white glue is going to work okay. Jug-O wallpaper paste is now more of a PVA glue substance. It's like $10 for a gallon. $10 for a gallon. You can do a lot of stuff with this jug. So this is what I use. This is what I've been using, and it works great. Okay, you ready? Let's glue some pages. The Elmer's, any kind of white PVA glue is going to be, still bendable, which is what you want it to still be flexible, but you want it to hold the pages. So try to choose a glue that stays flexible. Any of the white glues works well. Put a little bit of water with it so that you can get it a little bit easier to brush on. Okay, so you have this glue that's really thick and you need to brush it on all your pages. So you want to get enough water in there where it kind of just gives you a little bit more brushability so that it's like yogurt. Okay, so you have your book, skip some pages, get your idea of which ones you want to save and which ones you don't. Okay, then turn the next page down. Either get an old credit card or a piece of mat board, whatever you have, and rake out any excess glue. See it coming out there? Okay, now here's the important thing is you want to keep your pages as straight as possible. So keep your book flat and move forward. So go put your glue on this page, then put your page down, keeping your book flat. So all of those pages you just glued are laying flat. If you glue them the other way, let's say if you put the glue here and then you turn the page here, now you have this loop right here that you are moving the pages so that they're at an angle and they're not straight. That then will make you end up with a book that has all kinds of lumps and bumps in your paper. See that? It's not straight. See that? See that? So to prevent that, you want to glue of whatever page you're gluing, and then turn the page down, flatten it out, get out any excess glue, and then do your next one. Now I usually use paper clips and plan out which ones I'm going to keep together and which ones that I want apart. That's totally up to you. Your book can be as thick as you want it, with the pages really super thick, like, you know, here's my thickest one. Here's one. Here's one that's really thick. See, it totally hard, doesn't bend. It makes a nice thick substrate. Okay, so plan out which ones you kind of know that you want to do. Now, if you want to do a window or a door or things like that, then it's a good idea to skip some pages in between the pages that you're working on. So I would glue like 7 pages and then flip, you know, 2 or 3 pages and then glue 7 or 8 pages. One here, one here, one here, and then skip some pages so that you leave some of your options open. You can always use the option of putting wax paper or a piece of plastic or whatever you'd like in between your pages that you want to make sure that don't get glue on them. So I put my wax paper there, and now I'm going to glue on. So if any of the glue squishes out, it won't go onto that page that's behind the wax paper. That's the purpose of the wax paper. So there I have that. Now I'm going to put this one down, and I'm going to rake out my excess glue, and it's going on to the wax paper rather than going on to other pages next to it. Okay, the other glue that you can use that I like also because it's cheaper is to get wallpaper paste at like Home Depot. This paste is Golden Harvest. It's the GH57. It's basically your standard white glue that they're selling as wheat paste. It's for paper, so again, check whatever glue that you're using, and if it's for paper, likely, you know, it's likely that it's going to work fine. I recommend doing several books at one time and then letting them dry. I don't do the whole book in one setting because it's too hard to keep it from getting that, you know, that squiggle going on in there. So I do a few, then I smash it down and make sure that all the pages are laying flat. Then I go ahead and I do some pages in another book. So now I'm going to take the whole stack of books and I'm going to set them outside in the sun so that they can dry out a little bit.
There's a place that I love to run and play. There's a place that I sing new songs of praise. Dancing with my father